Hi Cancer, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. So we're going to do your midweek reading. We're going to do the first through, midweek? Bi-weekly I call it, I think. Yeah, we're going to do the 1st of May through to the 14th of May 2020. Hope you guys are well and keeping safe. For the reading, guys, we're going to use the Dark Mansion Tarot deck. Haven't used this in a while. I really like this deck, so I thought I'd get it out today. And for your spiritual advice, we're using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. Okay, let's get shuffling. Okay, Cancerians, here's your cards down. Let's have a look. So what you're experiencing or facing over the next couple of weeks is strength. Okay. I like the strength card. It's very interesting. There's a need to have strength and inner confidence and fortitude and resilience and patience and self-belief. So I mean, it could also be that you're facing strength. So you might be facing somebody who has a stronghold or somebody who's quite powerful, or a quite powerful energy as well, with the strength energy showing there. Let's have a look though what's influencing that strength card in terms of what you're facing. Right, so to me, it looks like it's about having the strength to walk away. So it feels like this is about Cancerians walking away from a situation. And what you're facing now is, with the strength energy over the next 2 weeks, is some of you guys, you're having to have the strength, I feel here. The strength, the fortitude, the self-belief to walk away from a situation. And what's the root cause of this? What's this all about? Right, it's all about the moon. Now, some people read moon as Cancer. Some people will read moon as Pisces cards. I think that the root issue for why you're walking away and why you need to have the strength to walk away from a situation is because I feel with the moon energy, some of you guys, it's about your intuition, your sixth sense. You're picking up on something. For some of you guys, it might be with the moon energy that something is not clear. Something's a mystery. Something's not clear enough. There are things that are hidden in a situation. And for some of you guys, you have to have the strength to walk away from it, okay? Because the root issue is all about the moon energy showing here. And that's interesting, but it may not even be mystery. It may be that the reason that you need to have the strength to walk away is because I feel that, and I'm actually going to read it another way, I actually feel that emotionally wise, some of you guys are very, very invested in an individual. I think that you have a very strong spiritual connection probably to an individual showing here. I don't think it's mystery, or it wouldn't make any sense. Because if you're going to have to face strength, in other words, if you're going to have to kind of look inside yourself and really kind of, you know, find your own inner strength to walk away from a situation, then this is the reason why. The root cause of all of this is because of the moon. So if you need to have the strength to walk away from a situation, it will be because you have a really strong spiritual and emotional connection to an individual showing here with the moon card. It means that, for me, it means that you're very invested emotionally wise, showing here, Cancers, in a situation or in a person. Now, in the recent past, what have you experienced? The Knight of Swords. I think that you've experienced a lot of anger and a lot of restlessness for some of you guys in a situation. I'm just going to clarify why you've experienced that. So why has Cancerians experienced, I mean, this could be a messenger as well, but let's have a look. Actually, I'm going to clarify that in a moment. I want to see what the rest of everything is like, and then we'll come back to that. I mean, this could be a messenger in the recent past. This could be a swift, sudden change in the recent past, but it could also be restlessness in the recent past and anger and arguments. How are you approaching everything? The Ace of Coins from a place of reality, because that's the Ace of Coins energy. Now, the Ace of Coins can either be that you're approaching things from a place of naivety, because this is something that was just a seed that's just been planted, or you can be approaching a situation from a place of reality, okay, because that's the Ace of Coins for you as well. Coins are about the reality of situations. So you may be approaching this situation, but it is an ace and it's just something new. So the Ace of Coins, it's a seed that's just been planted. So if you're approaching a situation from the position of being an Ace of Pentacles, this is something that's just been newly planted, and this is something that you've just been building up to, or you're just kind of building on at the moment. So I think actually you're approaching this from the place of a novice, to be personally honest with you. I think this may be something that, this is something entirely different that you've ever had to deal with. You've never had to deal with something like this, because this is also the novice. So this is someone that was just, this is a seed that was just planted the other day, because it's an Ace of Coins. So for me, actually, I think that you're approaching this from a place of naivety, to be honest with you, because this is something that you've just newly started working on building with that Ace of Coins. I do think you're approaching it from a place of naivety and a place of kind of being a novice, which to me says that this is something that you've never had to face before and something that you're not used to. I think that what you're probably not used to, Cancerians, is just how deeply it's just how psychically and emotionally you are connected. And I'm going to ask what it is you're connected to. What is it that Cancerians are so deeply emotionally and intuitively and spiritually connected to? What is it in one card? The Ten of Wands energy. Okay. I think that you're very kind of connected to the struggle. That's what I think. I know it sounds weird, but that's what I think, that sometimes we're connected with a struggle. This is the thing. Actually, it's a really funny reading so far, but I think it's a very kind of psychological reading, if I'm being honest with you, Cancerians, because the Ten of Wands is the struggle. And sometimes if you're used to struggling in things, you're used to persevering in them. And I think what's probably happening here is that you have to have the strength. You have to look inside yourself to find the strength and the confidence to walk away from a situation, Cancerians, over the next couple of weeks, because I feel that you're so emotionally and mentally and psychically and spiritually connected to always kind of struggling, to the struggle. So it's almost like you're committed to those things, but it's almost like it's an internal commitment, like this is something that you have always done. For example, so a woman gets involved with a man and she's always meeting men that are nasty to her, but she's always getting involved in relationships with people that don't treat her very well, but she moves, you know, she leaves one relationship and she moves on to the next, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. Well, in order to have the strength to let go of those energies, okay, you really have to kind of tap into that strength if you can, because it may be that, and the reason why as well that, you know, you need to have the strength to let go of whatever that is because with the Ace of Coins, you've never done this before. You've never done this before. It feels to me, Cancerians, if this reading is resonating with you, you've always been on this trajectory in life where you've always kind of just stayed with the struggle, or you've always stayed with the problem, you know, and you've never really freed yourself from something. And for the first time in your life, I think with this Ace of Coins, for the first time in your life, you're coming from this, I think in two things. I think you're coming to this situation from a place of naivety to a certain extent, okay, because you've always been so connected with the struggle, but you're also coming from a place of reality as well at the same time. And therefore, the most likely outcome will be of this situation. Well, the Nine of Coins is going to be, you know, it's an interesting thing because the Nine of Coins isn't about learning how to value yourself. The Nine of Coins is about staying in the gilded cage. And actually that just came to me. Some of you guys won't even bother doing it because it's much more comfortable to be in the gilded cage. You know, some of you guys may just stay put with that Nine of Coins energy. Nines are close to an ending. They are. But I feel with the Nine of Coins, can you see how she's in her garden? And she looks very comfortable here. And she's looking almost like on the outside. Like, oh, I wonder what it's like to be out there. So when you're a tarot reader, you also look at those pictures. If you use pictured decks like I do, you look at the pictures and you're like, ah, that feels like something to me. And to me, this looks like you guys looking out of your nice little comfortable gilded places and saying, oh, I wonder what it's like to be out there. So it's almost like the dream of kind of doing this is outside. But I think that the reason why you seem to stay stuck where you are, Cancerians, is because you're a little bit naive. You've just started this thing. You're just coming, you're approaching everything from the place of a novice. So you're kind of like, well, I've just started this trip. I've just started this thing and I don't really know what I'm doing. So maybe and that's the most likely outcome based on everything so far. I'm going to get this card here, though, and ask what it means in the recent past. I mean, I think that this is restlessness. What do you mean that they've experienced the Knight of Swords, that Cancers have experienced the Knight of Swords in two cards in the recent past? What do you mean by that in two cards? Well, the Star. So the Star is hope. The Star is also clarity. Showing up here, well, no, they're two nice cards, so it's not restlessness at all. I think that with the Star energy, I think, and both cards are ruled by Aquarius, funnily enough, Both. This is an Aquarius energy, and I think the Fool may be Aquarius. It's got some Aquarius around it somewhere, but it's also Uranus. Both cards represent freedom as well. So I feel in the recent past there is, but none of these. And Uranus is actually rebellion. It's the planet of rebellion, actually, Cancerians, and the star is the planet of is ruled by Aquarius, and I think also Uranus. Actually, I think one of the Aquarius's ruling planets is Uranus, so we could say both are Uranus, and both cards represent rebelliousness and the rebellion and the need to be free. And the Knight of Swords also likes to be free as well. So I actually feel, looking at all three cards, there is a certain amount of restlessness. Some of you guys are kind of experienced in the latter part, in the last few weeks, and there is a need for you guys to experience some form of freedom. But I think the freedom that you're looking for is from this energy here, where I think emotionally you're very connected to the struggle. And what is the struggle of? What is the struggle about? What is the struggle about that Cancerians are very connected to? What is the struggle about? Let's have a look. Judgment. So it's a struggle to break free. You're emotionally connected to the struggle with breaking free. And again, we've got another breaking free card. We've got 4 of them: Knight of Swords, Star, Fool, and Judgment. All cards represent the need to break free and the need to transform into something new and the need to experience something new in one's life. And I think that you've always, emotionally, you struggle with that. You struggle emotionally with the Moon. You really struggle with the Ten of Wands, with the concept of breaking free from old ways of being, from old ways of living. You're afraid of doing that for some of you guys, which is why some of you guys will end up just staying in the gilded cage and saying, oh, I wonder what it's like to be out there. Because really you want to be out there, Cancerians, but some of you guys may be too afraid to take that leap of faith because you've always been in the struggle, and that's why you're showing up as approaching the situation as a little bit of a novice. What is coming in though? Well, the Hermit comes in. So I certainly feel that you'll be taking a deeper look into stuff. I mean, I wouldn't read this card as saying that I would say that slowly but surely you're taking a deeper look, and he's looking towards strength as well. And when the Hermit looks towards a card, he's taking a deeper look into it. So I feel that coming in, you're going to be taking a deeper look with the Hermit energy into yourself, so into your own strength. So you're going to be doing a lot more kind of self-reflection into your own kind of strength. So the Hermit talks about self-reflecting, so you're going to be reflecting on and taking a deeper look into what makes you strong and how strong you are. Because this is all about gaining insight into how strong you are, into your own strength, into your own power, into your own abilities to be strong, showing here. And where is this leading to? How is this evolving? Well, the Knight of Coins, I think baby steps. I mean, you know, with the Knight of Coins, you could read it towards being, it's funny, it's 2 Virgo cards as well showing here, which is really interesting. Because Virgo is all about work. And Virgo is all about, exploration as well with the Virgo cards, the Knight of Coins. But I think when I look at both cards, because they represent slow movement, I think that as a result of this exploration into, yourself, into into your inner power, I think that how this evolves is that you either take slow baby steps, or you're starting to take, there's solid movement here. And I'm going to clarify, because the Knight of Coins can be solid movement, which would mean that you start making big plans, because this is planning towards, moving in this new direction. So let's have a look at what that is. What do you mean by the Knight of Coins? Because it can either mean that it's very slow movement, or it can mean grounded, solid movement. What do you mean by the Knight of Coins? Right. So 6 of Swords, yeah, moving, okay. So with the 5 of Cups, so moving away from what no longer serves you, from what makes you unhappy. So you are actually taking solid movement. You're actually starting to make plans, because I think that you're literally looking into, and actually even though you're pointing towards strength, I'm going to have a look at what you're looking into. What are you looking into? What is Cancerians really looking into? What are they looking into? What are they taking a deeper look into? Okay. The Chariot. So you're taking a deeper look into moving forward, moving on. Chariot. Taking control with the Chariot energy showing here. Okay, so moving out of the 8 of Swords. Now that 8 of Swords is where your fear is. See that Moon there? That's your emotional connection to the struggle. Some of you guys are so used to staying in a struggle, even when it's staring you in the face, that you shouldn't be staying where you are. You're so and this will be not something that's just happened overnight. It'll be something that you'll have been like this probably since childhood, I would say, Cancerians. If this resonates with you, this is something that you're used to doing. You know, whenever you get into problems, whether it's relationships or work or whatever it is, you endure things. That's what you do. You tend to live a life where instead of and this is where the restlessness comes, because it's almost like you're saying to yourself, Cancerians, you know what? I got to do something about this. I'm so used to being in the struggle because I'm emotionally connected to the struggle from when I was a child. And the reason, and the struggle is all about breaking free. I know with the judgment energy that and also with judgment, the emotional struggle that you're connected to, the struggle is all about not just breaking free, but facing up to your demons. And you struggle with that, some of you guys do, because I think since childhood, you've suppressed a hell of a lot of stuff showing up here. And that's why in the recent past, it's almost like there's an awakening that's come with this Knight of Swords. So judgment should be the awakening card, which it is. Really, the awakening in the last kind of few weeks or months, Cancerians, I think, has come through the Knight of Swords, where it's almost like, oh, I'm getting really restless now. It's almost like you're getting really fed up with yourself and you're saying, you know what, I really need to start breaking free. Aquarius and the Fool. So we've got the Star and the Fool, both Uranus energies showing here the need to rebel against the status quo, because you have been living in the status quo, but it's a status quo of your own choosing. Now, the most likely outcome will be the Nine of Coins energy, where I feel some of you guys, and actually I'm going to read this a different way when I look at it now. The most likely outcome will be, just looking at this energy here, will be that you will be very close to it. Even though you stay in the gilded cage, you're kind of peeking, you're kind of saying, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Yeah, because the nines mean to be ready. So you're nearing a completion stage. So the most likely outcome will be that though you're in this nice kind of gilded cage where you, for some reason, it's kind of like for me though a false kind of comfort, because you're not comfortable there, judging by these cards. You are nearing the end of a cycle. Coming in, taking a look into how you free yourself with that Chariot from the Eight of Swords, from the prison that you find yourself in. Now that prison that you're in is the emotional connection that you hold towards the struggle, okay? And that struggle is with facing up to your demons and doing something about it, transformation. You're afraid of that. You're afraid to face up to the demons and you're afraid of transformation, okay? But this is all about how you're looking into, with the Hermit energy, how do I break free? How do I move away? How do I free myself with the Chariot from all of these fears and negative thinking and negative thoughts that tend to hold me back? And I think it's going to lead towards you taking some solid action with that Knight of Pentacles energy, where you start to find a way that you can move away from the things that don't serve you and from the things that make you unhappy. What are your hopes or fears? You just want happiness, Ten of Cups. You want to be contented. I think that one thing, the first hope with the Ten of Cups is to end the cycle in a good way of where you are, so that you can transform and move on to a cycle where you're happier. The other thing is simply just to be contented and happy in life, in whatever situation that is, whether it's in a relationship or work or whatever it is. It simply is just to find completion and happiness and contentment. Now, where we see here, where I feel that you're looking into how you free yourself with that Chariot from the negative thoughts that you hold and your fears that you tend to kind of allow bind you. It's almost like feeling powerless, but the Chariot is not powerless. The Chariot is going to move away from this energy. So how do you move away? How do you free yourself from this? And we saw that it's going to evolve towards taking solid action, solid planning on how you move away from what doesn't bring emotional satisfaction to you. Where are things going to start leading to? There you go, the Empress. The creation of a new life, I would read this as the Empress. So, and I got that a lot today for a lot of the signs, the Empress card, but I think it's going to lead towards the creation of a new life. Okay, the creation of a new life, the creation of a new beginning. You're giving birth to something new, which is what the Empress is. What a lovely reading. Oh my God, Cancerians, what a phenomenal reading. And this was not an easy one, because I felt the pain in the reading, and I get it. I really get it. I get it when you're so emotionally connected to the struggle with the Ten of Wands and that Moon. I get it. I get it, which is why you guys needing to focus on the strength to let go and to walk away, because you're so emotionally connected to the struggle. And the struggle is with facing your demons, letting things go, resurrecting yourself, transformation, and ending one life so you can step into the new one. And that's a hard thing to do when you've been so used to living life in a certain way. And even though it's a painful way, you just kind of stick with it, because how you approach everything is with the Eight of Coins, where you're planting a new seed, but you're approaching everything from an Eight of Coins perspective as being the novice, because you were just born yesterday. You just planted this seed yesterday. So how you're approaching everything is one in a way as well with the Eight of Coins, is it's all one step at a time with you. Because I think in the recent past there was a lot of restlessness here. There was a need with the Star and the Fool both being ruled by Uranus to break free, to rebel against the status quo that you have built up for yourself. Now, the most likely outcome will be the Nine of Coins energy. You're very close to completing a stage within your life. It's a very comfortable life for some of you guys, materially, I think, but you're very close to kind of, changing that, and very close to kind of, ending that cycle and moving into the new phase. Now, you guys are taking a look into, how do I free myself with the Chariot from all of the fears and the anxieties and the negative thoughts I have around freeing myself here. I know that I want to do it. I'm feeling pulled to do it, but I'm still fearing it because I'm so emotionally connected to the struggle of literally taking a look at, freeing myself and really kind of taking a look at my demons, my fears, and actually transform. I'm scared to do it, and I'm just getting you guys being really scared to do this. But the brilliant thing is that you triumph over that, Cancerians, because you start to take grounded action with the Knight of Coins energy in moving away from the things that emotionally don't serve you any longer, with the Five of Cups energy showing here. And your hope will be just to have satisfaction on the highest level that you possibly can. And therefore the overall outcome, if you do this and this, where you look into how you can free yourself from the negative ideas that you've been holding, from the prison that you've been keeping yourself in, and you start taking grounded action in how you move away from things that don't serve you, you'll find that in the long run, as a result of that, you're going to be giving birth to something new and something far, far, far more grander than you've ever lived before. Brilliant. Okay, let's have a quick look at what the spiritual advice is, Cancerians, on the reading. Universe, Spirit, what is the spiritual advice? What is the spiritual advice that you have for Cancer, please, in 2 cards? Right, there's the first one. There's the second one. Let's have a look. Spiritual advice, Cancerians, is you will receive recognition and reward with that 3 here from the universe. So this is what I'm saying to you. As soon as you make that step, a lot of people say, oh, I can't do it. I can't move out of this. I don't know how to do it. Because they're naive. They've just started planting the seed. And they're like, oh, man, I don't know how to do it because I'm so emotionally connected to the struggle of freeing myself. And I've really taken a look at my demons. And I'm scared to do it. I'm really scared. And it's all in the mind, as we can see here with the Eight of Swords. Because the mind and the emotion are very connected. So a lot of it is all about the mind and the way that you see things, Cancerians. But the universe says as soon as you start, because we know that you want to do it. It's showing it there. We know that you wanted to free yourself, the urge just to do it, but the fear is great. However, you this month are very focused on having that strength to let go of what no longer serves you. And the universe says you just take these baby steps, you start the planning process, and the universe is going to reward you. It really is. You will be rewarded, and with recognition. You will be recognized and you will be rewarded by the universe. And that's what's coming here. You start creating this new reality. You start giving birth to this new creation in life, and things can only go up for you. So just know that whenever you're fearing kind of taking that leap of faith and changing things in your life because you're so connected to the struggle of life that you've lived for a long time, just know that if you make that transition, the universe is going to support you and it's going to reward you as well. All right, that's your reading for the next 2 weeks, Cancerians. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Cara's Universe. If you'd like your own private reading, you can click on the link in the comments section or the end screen. Take care, my darlings. Love you. Bye.